getting it to move from shelf to self, from reverence to relevance. Otherwise, we revere Bhagavad Gita, but we don't find any relevance in our day-to-day life. Individual life, family life, professional life, social life. So this is an attempt. We can say it is unconventional or it has not been done. So we don't know to what extent it has been successful. But as we keep on doing it, we find the guidance comes from within and then we keep on refining it. So we have taken up chapter number 2. This chapter is not just the philosophical This chapter is not just the philosophical bedrock of the scripture, but a practical guide for everyday living. It addresses life's most pressing questions, the nature of the self, the inevitability of the change, the purpose of action, and the path to inner peace. At its heart lies a timeless promise, liberation through self-awareness, right action, and equanimity. Liberation through self-awareness, right action, equanimity. This booklet explores how the Gita's wisdom through chapter number 2 becomes life-changing when applied as a refinery for the mind, purifying our thoughts, words and deeds. Moving beyond reverence and ritual, the Gita becomes a living force, guiding us through the 4 pillars of existence, namely individual, family, profession, society. Set against the symbolic battlefield of Kurukshetra, chapter 2 shows how real-life incidents that reflects its relevance in day-to-day life challenges, be it professional failures, family decisions, emotional setbacks, or social dilemmas. These stories bring the slokas to life, revealing the Gita's practical utility in cultivating resilience, compassion, responsibility, and self-mastery. Through themes such as detachment, mindfulness, humility, perseverance, transformation, this work shows how the Gita is not just a scripture to revere, but a compass to live by. As we internalize its message, it leads us from confusion to clarity, from restlessness to peace, and from ego-wound existence to liberated being. Let us begin this journey where the Gita truly begins, chapter number 2. Not just to understand how to live, but to learn how to live well, wisely, with purpose. In this chapter number 2, first of all, as we kept on doing it, suddenly we were prompted. What are the highlights? Insights of took that kindle from chapter number 2. Life's inevitable circle. Everything born will grow, decay, die. Wisdom dissolves fear and attachment. Handling life's highs and lows, joys and sorrows, they are part of the journey. Balance brings clarity and peace. You are the undying self, the Atman is eternal, untouched by change. This realization grants courage and calm. Discover your Swadharma. Each person has a unique role. Authentic living leads to fulfillment. Karma is inescapable. Even inaction is action. Act wisely, selflessly. The mind, friend or foe, Mind shapes our joy or suffering. Train it with awareness. The three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, govern our nature. Know them to grow beyond them. Right to action, not to results. Outcomes are not ours to claim. Effort over expectation brings freedom. Shun inaction. Purposeful action is the path. Dynamism prevents stagnation. Equanimity amidst extremes. Stay steady in gain and loss. Calmness is true power. Yoga is skill in action. Excellence with awareness is yoga. Efficiency becomes worship. Beyond bookish learning, mere knowledge does not liberate. Beyond bookish learning, mere knowledge does not liberate. Practice with humility is key. The Sthita Prajna ideal, one of steady wisdom, remains unmoved, a model for inner mastery. Mastery over senses. Discipline leads to freedom. Avoid distraction through practice. Conquer desire, anger, delusion. These are the roots of downfall. Awareness is the antidote. Peace is the real wealth. A still mind is the source of joy. Cultivate inner quiet. Desire disturbs peace. Attachment causes restlessness. Detachment restores harmony. Be unshaken, face all situations with steadiness. Such stability is true strength. Finally, the last two shlokas promise liberation if all the above are adhered to. So we will find in these 18 points all that is needed to improve the quality of our life at the individual level, family level, professional level, social level. So Gita does not encourage separation of spiritual and worldly. It demolishes the divide. If you go through the 18 chapters, we will find not merely some norms for our successful living, but also aiming at the ultimate goal of life. Both are there. Even in the second chapter, it is there. So this is the quintessence of the 18 chapters, we can see. And then we started, before we take up the next one, we will go to the chart. I am not reading it because it would not help, but you can just go through that. How there are about 36 slogas now. One more we have added today, I will read it specially. Sloga number is there, caption is there, one line caption, so that we can remember. No? When we go through it as a part of our sadhana, in-depth study, we will slowly learn by heart the caption.
You need to read, they won't be able to see and read.
Sloga number 7, transformation. Dacoit. So we have given some example for each and everything. The clues will definitely connect us. You may not remember, unless you have that book or you take down. So the dacoit surrender to Vinobaji. Karpanya dosha mahada svabhava. That is the sloga starts. Segment is social. The second one is 11, sloga number, perseverance, caption. Failure did not deter marine engineer and finally succeeded. Ashochya nanvashochastvam, individual. 13. Inclusiveness. Couple recognizing the importance to accommodate father. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Family. Then 14. Transience. The boy moved beyond troubles. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. Again the same sloga, optimism. Papa was free from grumblings and complaints during train journey. Same sloga. Invariance. The businessman motivated to recognize the land as base even after the factory is set up. Avinashitu sadviddhi. Slogan number 27. Grief. Friend shares own experience to bring home that death is inevitable. Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityur. 47. Integrity. Boys' truthfulness. Boy's truthfulness to stick to the marks he secured. Karmanye vadigarasti. Self-abnegation. Chakravarti Sridhar's simple lifestyle. അതായിട്ടില്ലയോ അതുവരെ അച്ഛാ അതിന് മുന്നാലെ there was one more. After the grief, we have to include one more. Just now we have included that we will first go through. Today morning one devotee gave. Narayan, a promising and active family man, was diagnosed with blood cancer. The news shook his entire family, wife, parents, siblings were devastated. Yet, to their disbelief, Narayan calmly declared, "No treatment is needed, I am prepared for the end." His words stemmed not from courage, but from quiet resignation. Concerned, the family sought the help of Dr. Subbu, a seasoned and best hematologist, known not just for his expertise, but for his humane and empathetic approach. After reviewing Narayan's reports, the doctor sat down for a sincere and thoughtful conversation. He listened with care and then gently asked Narayan a question that stirred his heart. "You have been a driving force in inspiring farmers to adopt organic practices. If you recover, would not your life continue to benefit countless others? The disease is serious, yes, but it is treatable. Why give up when there is a real chance to fight and win for yourself and for the cause you serve?" This conversation awakened something in Narayan. What had accepted as the end now appeared as a call to rise. He chose treatment. After 6 months of disciplined therapy, Narayan emerged stronger, physically restored, spiritually awakened. Today he continues to serve the society with renewed energy and deeper resolve. His transformation echoes the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, sloga number 37. Hato va prapsyasi sargam. जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम तस्मात् उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चय. If you are slain, you attain heaven. If you triumph, you enjoy the earth. Therefore arise, O son of Kunti, determined to fight. This shloka reminds us that retreating in the face of difficulty is not wisdom. Whether one wins or loses, facing life with determination and purpose is the path of Dharma. Narayan's story is a living testimony of resurgence. True victory lies in rising to the challenge, not merely for survival, but for the greater good one can serve. This is how we try to move closer to Bhagavad Gita. It strikes to somebody, That means when we go through the chapter, we pause for a moment and parade before us the experience which we have directly seen or heard or experienced, and then we try to connect up. And it becomes not only a joy for us, it becomes an inspiration for others. And then next one, self-abnegation. Chakra, adane edukanam, adu mudijacha. Sloka number 47. Self-abnegation, self-effacement, Integrity, correct. Integrity, correct. After integrity. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chakravarti Sridhar, lovingly known as Sridhar sir, in Hubli, was not just a teacher. He was a living embodiment of selfless action and devotion. Choosing to remain a bachelor, he dedicated his entire life to his students, treating each one as his own child. His lifestyle was a testament to simplicity. He wore plain clothes, ate only idlis, never accepted invitation for meals, used no soap or powder, washed his own clothes. The only possession he kept was a suitcase of books in an unlocked room. Every day he walked 5 kilometers to school, never seeking convenience or comfort. Promotions were offered, but he spurned them, believing his true calling was to serve where he was needed most. Most of his salary went to the needy and helpless, students who struggled, families who suffered, lives that needed a helping hand. When the time came for his retirement, the love and gratitude of his students poured forth. The farewell function was a gathering of hearts. Students came from far and wide, from England, America, South Africa and beyond, all owing their careers and character to Sridhar sir. The wealthy among them brought expensive gifts, mobiles, gold rings and more. But Sridhar sir's response was as simple as his life. In the midst of the function, he called the children to stand in a line, distributed all the gifts among them. As his students wept and fell at his feet, he quietly slipped away, heading off to a remote village to continue his life of service among the helpless and forgotten. His post-retirement benefits too were donated to students, every last rupee. For Sridhar sir, the joy was always in the giving, never in receiving. Connection to Bhagavad Gita, Karmanye Vadigaraste Mabaleshu Kadajana Ma Karma Balaheturbhur Mate Sangostu Akarmani. You have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself the cause of the results. Never be attached to inaction. How fittingly it goes, Now we are trying to understand Gita through our experience, okay? Through anecdotes. Later on, when we keep on doing this, our mind gets trained to always link Bhagavad Gita with the daily life. So the life to be lived now, from today, it will have some impact when we try to go through with this intensely, not just hearing and doing it. If the reflection is not there, this will also become an academic exercise, which will not serve us much, excepting the joy at the time of hearing. But if it has to stay with us, and if it has to influence in our culture, developing potential culture, productive, creative, useful, then this we have to go through it again and again and again. The impact of which will definitely have a good vasana in our mind. True greatness lies in selfless action and self-abnegation, in doing one's duty without attachment to the fruits. As the Bhagavad Gita teaches, such a life uplifts not just the individual, but all those touched by their actions. Sridhar Sir's legacy is not measured in wealth or accolades, but in the countless lives he transformed, one quiet, noble deed at a time.
Never consider yourself the cause of the results and never be attached to inaction. What does that mean? That should be in reference to the story.
ಎದುರಿಯಂಗೆ
No, this time you read from this
The last line you can
You-
never
never be attached to inaction.
never consider yourself the cause
Right.
of the
In the
results.
sloga.
Never be attached to the inaction.
Yeah.
So what is the how is it relevant to the
That-
story?
Suppose when we say, suppose we will keep quiet, not doing any action.
In this
Because when you take action only, there will be these dualities. So then when we intellectually move, oh, it's better I will not do any action. Gita doesn't say, Gita doesn't encourage in action. That's why he said, na karmani. Never be attached to inaction. Be active. Be active wherever God has placed you. Bring out your fullest. Papa's quotation. He says, be the light unto yourself. Be highly creative. Set free the infinite potentiality in you. In one article he says, I must have read it many a time, but still, now that you ask, you would not have heard this. Very, very charging, First para. The true spiritual perfection lies along the path of your own inherent nature. You have to develop your individual uniqueness so that the divine power and glory may be revealed in you, expressing themselves in an original way. You ought to be a creator of new thoughts and actions. That is why he has sent us here. You and I have not planned our birth. He planned our birth. And he caused our parents to join together. And he gave us not only the seed, he also gave us this body. And he provided everything for our very existence, whatever is needed through Mother Nature. He provided everything through the society, whatever creature comforts we have. And so he has got a definite mission through us. We think we are planning, we are doing, we are taking. That's why he says, you ought to be a creator of new thoughts and actions. It is for that purpose he has sent us here. So remembering him, and all celebrates, all Mahatmas and celebrates in any field, they have brought out the efficiency because of this. Otherwise you and I will not be living a comfortable life at all. If the first person whose eyesight was dim, he was losing or not very clear, suppose he had kept quiet, you and I would not have specs. Somebody started thinking, how to improve. The curiosity, the probing nature, the research mentality, all these things are given by God. Buddhir buddhivadamasmi. He is the intelligence. Intelligence means probing nature, curiosity. And then all these things have brought out all that we enjoy now. So we should also be active. Not this control C, control V business. Something original. That is why you find in every segment there is originality, A musician, the same music, Vadapi, Ganapati, somebody will say, but each one sings in their own way and it excels. Any field, dress any type, chair, not one type, each one. So that means don't get yourself enchained in inaction. That is what this sloga says. So you have the right to perform your prescribed duties. You are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Because he has decided that you should plunge into the bus. It is for that purpose you have been sent. So Sridhar was very clear about it. Though he doesn't quote Bhagavad Gita, he is a living embodiment of the sloga. But you are not entitled of your act. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results. You are only an instrument, and never be attached to inaction. Be always active, Be dynamic. Be dynamic, be productive, be creative. Why? You and I are enjoying everything that has been given by others. If they were keeping quiet, me and mine, then we would not have had this at all. Then we move to the same sloga, another setback. It was a cold December night in West Orange, New Jersey. Thomas Edison's factory, a beacon of innovation, was alive with activity as the great inventor pursued his dreams. The building, constructed of concrete and steel, was believed to be fireproof, but fate had other plans. On that frigid night in 1914, disaster struck. Flames burst through the plant's roof, lighting up the sky and threatening to consume everything Edison had built. Amid the chaos, Edison's 24-year-old son, Charles, frantically searched for his father. When he found him, Edison stood calmly, his white hair ruffled with the wind, his face aglow in the firelight. My heart ached for him, Charles later recalled. Here he was, 67 years old, watching everything he had worked for go up in flames. Yet Edison's response was remarkable. Upon seeing his son, he called out, "Charles, where is your mother? Find her, bring her here. She will never see anything like this as long as she lives." The next morning, surveying the charred ruins, Edison spoke with an undiminished spirit. There is value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. Now we can start anew. Edison's resilience and ability to find hope in adversity beautifully echo the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Papa's also saying we can bring. When the Udyogශala caught fire, he was enjoying like a child. Everybody said we have to rush up and do something. But Papa said there must be a purpose behind it. And later on people came to know, and its capacity was doubled by the devotees then. Just as Krishna advises Arjuna to focus on action without attachment to outcomes, Edison exemplified the spirit. He did not dwell on his loss or lament the destruction. Instead, he saw the disaster as an opportunity, a chance to begin again, free from the burden of past mistakes. Edison's story, intertwined with the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, reminds us that setbacks are not the end, but a new beginning. When faced with adversity or setback, let us remember to act with courage, resilience, faith, knowing that every ending is but the start of a new journey. Every ending is but the start of a new journey. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. It is not a disincentive for our activities, because normally you and I act with some expectation. Gita only says it is not in your hand. The moment you act, the result is in the hands of so many other factors. Then you will be free from disappointments, Chinmayanandaji used to say, Disappointments can come only to those who make appointments with the future. Do make appointments not with the future but with the present. So it is very clear, no? Whenever we come across the word disappointment, suddenly what is, I thought I will get, and I am not getting it. That is called disappointment. So I have done my job. Rest is His will. Practical. At the same time, not keeping quiet. Okay, now let us see how many we have covered now.
Nine.
Eh?
Nine.
9. 11. 11.
Examples are 11. Slokas. Maybe caption is
11 examples we have covered. Do we remember any caption, any sloga, any clues to the incident?
transformation.
Just think. Otherwise, you will be reading and you will be hearing, that's all. Huh? Vinobaji's dacoit surrendering. What is the caption?
She told a transformation.
What is the caption? Transformation. Anybody remembers the slogan? Huh? Number 7. Number 7, Karpanya dosho Mahata Svabhava. Caption is transformation. Example is dacoit surrendering to Vinobaji. Good. Then. Eh? Transient. Perseverance. Second. Correct. Perseverance. Any idea? Sloga? Sloga number 11. Ashocyan anyashocastum prajnavasam cha bhashase gadasuna gadan suscha nanushochanti panditaha. Come and go. So he lost his he was employed, he was away from job for some time. Again he thought of entering into the employment. He appeared for the interview, he lost and did not lose his heart. By persevering effort, he again reoriented himself and then appeared, then got the job. So all these ups and downs, they will come and go. Agama, Paino, Nityam, they will come and go. But those who are steadfast, persevering, they will be able to. Okay, then third one. Inclusion. What is it? Slogan number? 13. What is the slogan starts with? Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehandara praptihi dhirastatrana mukhyati. Then the story example. Not old age, The parents, son and daughter-in-law and grandson and the father, they are there. So father, because of his Parkinson's, one day when they were sitting for breakfast, somehow spilled coffee or tea on the neatly ironed shirt of the son. Then daughter-in-law immediately said, it's high time we try to put him in a old age home. Not that they did not love him, they had their reasons also, and then later on they tried to locate an old age home where all facilities are there. On Sunday they went, both of them. So their child also got into the vehicle and he was making some notes. And when they decided that this is the best old age home, then they asked, what are you writing? So he said, no, I'm just checking up where it is, because when you grow old, I have to put you here, no. Then only they realize that they will also become old. Old age is not a disease. Immediately they realize, oh, this. So this sloka says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. All these childhood, youth and old age, it is the life journey. And after that they get into again life. So it is a part of the journey, not to be condemned, not to be respected, not to be taken care of. Suddenly they realize this, it's a part of the life. They went and apologized and then they treated him lovingly. This is there. So these three examples now when we have gone through, when we go through it again and again and again, then it leaves some impact in our mind, of how to family life, individual life, and then social life. All these three. Vinobaji is social. The marine engineers is individual, and this one is family life. So you see now how Gita is addressing to different segments. Acha, then fourth one. Transient. What is the transient? Matras Parshastu Kaunteya. Matras Parsha. Agama Payino Nityam. Alva? Tam Siddhichasva Bharata. This is also coming and going. Agama Payino means it will come and go. Then these transients, what is the story?
Alcohol.
Huh?
Alcoholic father.
Not alcoholic father. The son was denied. The son was denied opportunities to learn because of father's intemperate behavior. Was an alcoholic also. So then the boy decided to run away, and then the uncle tried for his TC. And father again objected to it and saw to it that he was not given the TC. Then everybody told him, that's all right, you put up with it. It will give, you will be all right, you will come out with colors. So he went back and reconciled the situation. And then along with whatever burdens he was given, he was also studious. And finally, he came out with colors. And then he moved to Bombay, he got a good job, good placement. So this is called, so if everything is transient, I should know that. Otherwise I will get stuck, grumbling, complain, finding fault with on others. This will, I will not be able to improve my quality of my life. So this, Bhagavad Gita says, Agama Payino Nityam Stam Siddhichasva Bharata. All these things, ups and downs, are always there in everybody's life. Get going, move forward. That is what he did. So you can take it as an individual life experience. So transformation, perseverance, inclusiveness, transience, and then optimism. Yeah. Sloga. What is that? Same, no? Why it took so much time when same sloga is there? Okay, so here also we find when Papa was asked to get down from the train, as they were going to Rameshwaram, 6 miles before that, these co-travelers started grumbling, complained, this and that. But whereas Papa coolly said, actually, pilgrimages are to be done on foot. We have been given the wonderful privilege of traveling by train. And then now he asked us to get down. We have only 5 minutes, 6 miles to walk. So the apparently disturbing event is looked at as with optimistic vision, optimistic approach. He was able to only 6 miles. When you say 6 miles to go, only 6 miles to go, it makes a lot of difference. Optimism. Individual's life. Very good. Then. Wait. Transformation, perseverance, inclusiveness, transience, optimism. 5. Then. Invariance. No. It's a difficult word, we will substitute with something else. That means changeless, in spite of doing anything, there won't be any change. Invariant. Invariant means that. So when somebody bought a land and put up a factory, and then later on, when he bought a land, one friend went and saw and he was showing in a remote area, absolutely nothing, a barren land, but he had a vision. And then later on, in a couple of years' time, he put up a beautiful factory, and a lot of things are there. So again, this friend was taken. He was talking only about the factory, the various departments, the produce, the machineries, the administrative office, accounts department, logistics, all these, security, everything he was explaining, but not a word about the site. So when he was just reminded, he suddenly remembered. That is the base on which it is built. So in our case, what is the sloga? Avinashitu sadvidhi. Yena sarvamidam. Number tell me.
17.
Avinashitu sadvidhi yena sarvamidam tadam vinasham avyayasyasya na kaschit kartrum arhati. So that which remains always that, no change can happen, nor can it be destroyed. The land, if you leave it like that, if you put up the structure, whatever may be its utility value, it can be a toilet, it can be a temple, it can be a factory, it can be a school, the site remains the same. It cannot be destroyed. Same thing, So there is life force in us, awareness in us, intelligence in us, which remains. Only the structure changes. We call it a soul, individual soul. It changes, that's all. But the base remains the same. So many dimensions. So many dimensions. Molla Chalanam. Nainam Chintanti Shastrani. Adu Jolalam. Yes. Nainam Chintanti Shastrani. That also we can say that. What is the Nainam Chintanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavaka, നചൈനം ക്ലേദയന്ത്യോപ്യോ നശോഷയതി മാരുത. ഈ ആത്മാവിനെ ആയുധങ്ങൾ മുറിക്കുന്നില്ല. 19 23 അവിനാശിത തദ്വിധി അല്ലേ?
Please stop. Hang on to me.
Good. It is how it is slowly working now. Very good. Then, next one. Yes, right. Acha, what is the sloga?
7:27.
27. What is 27? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur. No? Dhruvam janma mrityusya cha mridasya cha tasmat apariharyarte natvam shojitum arhasi. First we will, what is that? We have to read now? We haven't gone through, no? What is that? Anybody remembers? Somebody died and a breadwinner of the family, he died. So there will be utter chaos, Frustration will be there, anguish, disappointment, shock. From tomorrow onwards, what is going to happen to our life? Dependents will be having that. So one friend goes there, listens everything, joins with them, and slowly try to share his own experience of losing many people, how he was able to reconcile with the situation, and how he got revived, and how things are going. Suddenly, slowly the family people try to realize it is there in Bhagavad Gita, because this is inevitable. Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityu. Dhruvam janma mrityusya. Those who are born, they will die. Those who die, they are again born again. So this is inevitability of the death. If we try to remember this, not that we will be free from the shocks, but we will be able to contain the shock, to a very great extent, and move forward. Very good. Then grief is over. Death is certain for the one who is born. Rebirth is certain for the one who has died. Therefore, you should not grieve over the inevitable. Then, now it says resurgence. Just now we said, the cancer patient who was very active, who has been very useful. When it was diagnosed as a terminal disease, he quietly resigned to the fate. But the doctor, when he went and had a chat, he knew the background of this family, this person. He has been useful. He has been trying to touch and kindle and propagate something on organic farming, and many people got benefited by it. And then so he counseled him, okay, it is a terminal disease, but suppose you take to the treatment and get through it, you will be useful to many people, Because he was committed to the welfare of others. When this point was touched, he got revived, and he subjected himself to the treatment, and then he got over. Now, not only that, in the farmer sector he is helping. Later on, he knew the suffering he went through. So like-minded people like-minded patients, similar patients, Similar patients who are suffering, he will be able to share so many things. And he used to connect up. He brought up a movement. And at the inauguration, he also wanted us to come on the, what do you call it? Huh?
Google Meet.
Google Meet. We remember that. So that means, he knew the travails through which he passed through. And he wanted to help as many as people who are also passing through such trying situations. A very humble man, very efficient, very highly productive, but at the same time very, very humble. So the chapter is 37. Hato va prapsyasi swargam. Jitva va bhokshyase mahim. If you die, you will get sargam. If you win, you are going to get the whole thing, your share. Tasma, therefore, uttishta kaunteya, yuddhaya krita nishchaya. Determined to fight, determined to live. We should not get the exact words because this was uttered 5,000 years ago or 6,000 years ago. We are in 2025. We are trying to interpret it through our present day context. This we should keep it in mind. And then integrity. Okay, we will have the review. Okay. Anybody? Slogan number 40. You have
47.
Anybody remembers? Karmanye vadikaraste mahabaleshu kadajana. Just now we shared, your right is only to work, not to inaction. The story example.
Students showed the mistake of his mark calculation, Swamiji.
No.
From first rank to third rank.
Yeah, he got 3 marks, erroneously, which made him to become the topper. But he refused to accept. He went to the teacher and told them that there is a calculation mistake, totaling mistake. Then, she was touched. Nobody will come and say that. And then it was taken to the principal to, So that means integrity. So your work, and he was asked why you kept quiet. That answer is also very important. He says,
examination is to measure the progress.
Exams are meant to measure my progress, not my cleverness in hiding mistakes. No. So Bhagavad Gita, how do you just imagine now? When we go through this sloka, when we get this thing, what sort of thoughts that are going on in our mind? No? What sort of culture? Nobody can hear Sharma if you talk like this. Slowly you talk, I think you are taking the mic close to your mouth. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have only the right to work. Eva means only. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Ma phaleshu kadajana. Not to its fruit. Karmanyeva. Suppose we keep on hammering ourselves. Whatever we do, we can slowly realize. Our job is only to work. Efficiently, perfectly. Karmanyeva adhikarasya. I think that is enough. So we are 2 slokas and we will go through the recap. We try to go through it again and again and again. Something of it will remain, no? Though we may not be able to remain all. Something will remain. Transformation, perseverance, inclusiveness, transience, optimism. Like that it will remain in our mind. Invariant. And then last one is? Grief, integrity. See, because the caption is one worded. So through some means, either the caption can lead to the sloga or sloga can lead to this caption, or both of them can lead to the example. Like that, we are putting our mind in this circle. These three, sloga, caption and the example. Somewhere we are going through the Gita again and again and again. It is welded to our day-to-day life. And then we also realize that it touches the family life, professional life, social life. Okay, then more of it tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Yes. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, 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 pranam. Hari Om. Pranam, pranam, pranam. I will do it there.
I'll just send a